As I'm back in the world of Fallout 4, back with another episode of Top Mods, the weekly, definitely not so weekly series, all about top quality mods. In this episode, we're gonna be looking at mods. But yeah, lately, these things really haven't been all that weekly anymore, primarily because I was busy and I'm full of good excuses. So I might have to rename the series to Fallout 4 Mods Quarterly. That seems apt. And also a slight update, so lately the YouTube money train has taken a real nosedive. It's sort of become the YouTube subway. But all bad jokes aside, there was that whole YouTube adpocalypse thing, and now I also got videos getting demonetized because apparently 250 cats killing 250 dogs, or rather the other way around, is not advertiser friendly. So I've made a Patreon page to kind of compensate for that, so if you have some extra money laying around and you don't hate me yet, then you can patronize me on Patreon. Link to that is in the description. But anyways, without further ado, let's dive into the mods. Now the first mod on this quarter's list is the Assault Carbine. So in order to acquire this magnificent weapon, you simply plant the bean plant and you wait around for about 2 months. About the time it took for me to release this episode. Now you should be able to pick up your very own Assault Carbines. Anyhow, this mod adds in the AR-15 platform to Fallout 4. Now you can customize these things the way you want to, so you can pretty much turn them into M4s or M16s, or some type of weird hybrid between the two. So yeah, these things are pretty damn customizable. You can change out the magazines, add a really big magazine to it, you can change out the stocks, you can change out the handguards, you can add really tactical attachments. So you can have a really over-the-top elaborate one like this one with a wooden handguard and a bayonet. That is an S8. Did not mean to do that. You can add a very fancy white paint job, a gunner paint job with a red dot on top. You can go for the scope variant, slightly tactical, or you can go for the more minimalistic approach like this one right here. Just not too much fluff on your AR-15 platform. More is not always better, so you just add a gigantic magazine, a really tactical night vision scope on top, and just some other fluff on your handguards. I mean, you gotta fill up that Picatinny reel. It's there for a reason. But all jokes aside, these weapons are really beautiful. They got custom sounds, custom animations, custom attachments. You can really customize them the way you want to. And if you like saying custom a bunch of times in a row, and this is definitely the platform for you. Now they do fire 5.56, so they're not all that powerful, but you can make up for that with just volume of fire. And it should be about enough to take down these donuts that try and light you on fire. Very dangerous donuts these are. Crispy donuts. But two things that go really well together with your new American AR-15 is the SVU sniper rifle and the MP443 Garage. Two lovely Russian weapons. So this is a pistol right here, and this is a Russian sniper rifle, because they are known for their accuracy. So these two custom weapons come with the Russian Recon pack, and they got custom reload animations, custom textures, and custom sounds. Again, they aren't really all that customizable though, like the AR-15 platform. You can pretty much only change out suppressors and the scope on the sniper rifle, that is about it, but they do look very nice. So if you're looking for some new toys to play around with this quarter, then we got you covered with this lovely Russian pistol with some very cool and beautiful custom reload animations, as well as the high quality Russian sniper rifle that can actually shoot straight. So next mod is the cross-crit Gore-verhaul, which pretty much already tells you what the mod is going to do. But to enable this, you go into your holotape settings. It'll be somewhere under the MIST section, which are 5 million other emails, but for me it's under setting holotapes, and then cross-crits holotape, and you simply enable it. So in a vanilla game, sometimes your foes are turned into ash piles or goo piles if you strike a critical hit on them with one of those weapons. Well, this mod makes sure that that always happens, in a way more gruesome manner. So the best way to showcase what this mod does is just by illustrating it. So we got 4 lines of volunteers here, Preston impersonators. So for this line right here, we get out the plasma rifle and we just start shooting. Now as you can see, he turns into a spooky skeleton and a goo pile. There's just one weird thing that this mod does, and that is that they turn back into actual human beings. And I do not know why. Apparently Preston is actually white below his skin. I guess the plot just thickens. He also has a very interesting suit, but it is probably my own fault right there. I don't think that's a mod. I got like 4 bajillion mods installed, but that's probably me. I'm gonna blame that on me. I'm kind of too lazy to look it up. But this mod is very gruesome. Just overall lovely. Goes rather well together with life dismemberment as well. This way, when you're shooting something, it looks like it's got effect. But it is not just limited to plasma, you can also switch over to laser. Now this is the Institute laser rifle. For some reason, mine doesn't have a sound, so just never mind that. But this one turns into blue dust, and then subsequently a skeleton. But if red lasers are more your thing, you can also just use those. This one shoots rather rapidly, and they also catch fire. And finally, of course, we also got just plain old regular flames, so we just light this one on fire. This flamer isn't really all that powerful. He just flew through me, very interesting. But eventually they do fall over and get charred. So you know, if you're a psychopath, then this is definitely the mod for you. As for me, I still just prefer using ESAs because they always just work. So you know, if you're on your way to massacre an orphanage, then you might want to consider installing this mod first. Just get the full effect. So you know, after massacring that orphanage, you might have to go into hiding. So you can do that inside of the Cyberlight apartments, which is like right next to the DB Technical High School, as well as that flying monstrosity off in the distance right there. I still gotta get around to nuking that, but I keep forgetting. Anyways, we go inside and we find this lovely lady in the corner right here, who does not have a voice. Also, I'm black, again. As tends to happen. Now, she will tell you that there's 2 apartments available on the top floor, but actually, she'll use sign language. Now, you get to buy these apartments, but you'll notice that they're quite expensive, so just casually cancel out of that transaction and deposit some gold bars in her gold bar deposit basket right there. Now, this should be about enough, never mind the broken glass, that's not really worth all that much, so this should give you enough funds to buy these apartments. This also works, but you still need some gold bars to do it, so you may as well just be nice and pay her. But it's up to you, really. And thus, you enter into the main hallway right here. So this place is pretty beautiful. I mean, it's got some shit laying around on the floor though, so that's kind of a negative right there. I'm gonna leave a bad Yelp review, but off on the right, you've got a lovely power armor room with some purple lighting too. Very atmospheric. And down this hallway, you got the 2 apartments. So both apartments are beautiful, but again, they're dark as shit. You're going for that really atmospheric lighting thing. So off on the right, you got this one. We're gonna go turn on the light right here. And as I said, it is beautiful. It's got a very big, lovely, open living room. Very stylish too. You got a little desk area right here with some more shit on the floor. And right here you got your bathroom with a very luxurious bath. But also some very interesting modern art. You got a hairbrush that sticks through the side of your sink. Then the other apartment is kind of dark as shit too. This one does have a fair few more rooms. We got the bedroom off here on the right with a lovely poster. Another made bed. And then off on the left here you've got a little sitting room and desk area with a computer TV terminal and a spinning desk fan. As well as a cigar that's facing the wrong way. Something is odd about this apartment. It's like sins have been living here. In this one you also get a little workshop room with some canisters and a duffel bag. And this is the main living room with a kitchen. Also some very atmospheric lighting. It's almost like it's dark outside, but just not quite. I would really open up those shutters. Seems like very inefficient lighting. But you do get the nice colors popping out here. So overall 2 very lovely apartments. Also top quality voice acting. Not really, but the apartments do look very nice. Definitely better than my shitty version of Sanctuary. So if you're looking around for some nice, stylish, noir style apartments, then you should probably look no further. Just make sure you bring enough gold. You should be warned though, the emergency exit of this building does not appear to be working, so just make sure you don't light this place on fire, and you should be fine. Now I wonder what will happen if I do this. Very interesting results. But anyways, while we're on the topic of Sanctuary, I thought it was high time for me to actually properly fortify this town with the security valuables that are inside, such as that one shitty wooden shack. Now for that, I got out Build a Wall, which allows you to build various walls with some lovely colors, some barbed wire, definitely not shitty walls, high quality walls right here. Now unfortunately, what's with me shooting out all those gold bars, I don't really have the funds right now to properly secure the entirety of this town, so we got an inner sanctum in Sanctuary with some lovely barbed wire walls. Now as soon as I finished up this inner sanctum though, the weirdest thing happened. Like all of these guys right here started showing up just for no apparent reason, and now they won't leave, so I think I just gotta throw down a few S8s and that ought to fix the issue. They also sealed the remaining opening in as well rather snugly. But yeah, if you've been looking around for some top quality walls in order to finish up a project you've been meaning to get to, then I guess you should look no further. Just make sure you get somebody else to pay for them, because they're quite expensive. Anyway, speaking of America, for the #1 pick of this quarter, we're gonna be playing America Rising, A Tale of the Enclave. So for that, we just gotta hop over the body wall, just close that one up right there, and we gotta go not really too far. We go just outside of Sanctuary, right next to Vault 111, to an alternate entrance, which will actually start a quest mod all about the Enclave. So I'm gonna be playing through just a bit of this to get the first impression. So far it is looking pretty magnificent. Not gonna play through the whole thing right now, that will be for some gameplay episodes, which I'll get to eventually. It might take like 8 years, but I'll eventually play through the entirety of this mod. But without much further ado, we're gonna go inside the dark hole that is this cave. Right, let me just plug in my USB flash drive. Okay. Alright. We just open up the vault door. Now apparently this is some type of secondary Vault 111. Not quite sure how that works, but we're just gonna roll with it.
What's going on?
Where is everyone?
Wait, I don't recognize you. How did you get in here?
Well, there was a gigantic door.
I'm from Vault 111.
This area is inaccessible from the civilian wing. You must have come from outside. What's it like? How long has it been?
We don't have time for this right now. I need to get to my terminal to find out what's going on. It's just down the hall.
Right, so far the voice acting seems to be a mixed bag. That guy's voice acting has been pretty good so far. Hers, mediocre. Not sure about these two. But anything is better than these silent treatments, so we're gonna play through just a tiny bit more of this, see what the quests are like. So far I had to fight my way through a raider cave.
It's been over 200 years. My God.
200 years? What happened?
Are there any updates from command? Anything at all?
Now maybe our fellow Vault Dweller can help us.
Radio facility not far from here.
You don't know us, but we're America's best hope right now. We'll need your help.
Man, I gotta say, restoring America is definitely not a cakewalk.
My terminal's lit up, so whatever you did, it worked. We have, however, managed to isolate the location of an old military hangar. Records show that there's a vertebrate still there, too. We need you to investigate.
Alright, well, so far, you're definitely everybody's little bitch. But that guy has a good voice actor, so I can appreciate that.
What the?
You know, you might want to plug in a keyboard.
Have you been to the hangar yet? Was the vertebrate there?
Yes, sir.
Good work. We'll head for the hangar now. Rendezvous with us as soon as you can.
Well, apparently I failed miserably at getting America to rise from its ashes. I could not get Guy General Cunty McCuntface to turn around and walk towards the vertebrate hangar. He just kept staring at the wall for whatever reason. To drown my sorrows, I've gathered this very fancy outfit right here. I look like a walking fucking rainbow with a sombrero. So this is from the Hecho and Mexico DLC, which has in a area somewhere up northwest actually, with a bunch of weird items. It adds in forges and workbenches and really overall just weird stuff that is totally not lore friendly and also slightly skimpy. But I thought it was interesting enough. And then I also got GiddyUpButtercup grenades. So yeah, this is RidingGiddyupButtercup. So M, as always, has been quite busy making weird things. So this is a rideable GiddyUpButtercup that is realistic too. We've seen drivable cars in this game, flyable UFOs. They've never been functioning all that well. They've always been really weird. Well, this is weird, but it does work, and you get a little jiggle as well. It feels pretty realistic as riding a toy can get. M is definitely performing some wonderful work in the world of Fallout 4. A lot of it doesn't make any goddamn sense, but I can live with that. So yeah, you know, you can just ride your GiddyUpButtercup toy around the map, and if you decide you want to dismount, you simply just dismount. Now, he's rather vulnerable, so as soon as he dies, he gets turned back into a toy. Then you simply pick him back up, and you can throw another one, and he'll reappear. reincarnated. So you think of this as a reimagining of the old Wild Wild West. Even though this is the East Coast, I'm riding a mechanical horse toy while wearing a sombrero and a rainbow poncho, wielding a fiery laser rifle. I guess that's what they call artistic liberties. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Top Mods Quarterly. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and I will see you next time. I am on my way to rebuild America. But yeah, let's actually dive into the excuses as to why there's been so little of these videos. I actually get into that in another video, so go watch that video. It won't actually be annotated right now because YouTube has removed the annotations, but it'll be in the description if I don't forget. I might just forget. If I forget, be sure to point it out to me. I probably won't forget. Or actually, I probably will. But we are truly looking at a very magnificent scene right here. And if I press forward just ever so slightly, I also fall off. Now, what is that horse doing? I'm not quite sure. Is he gonna follow? He looks like he's in awe. Right, well, it appears he's just special.